Good morning, students. Let's continue with the same chapter 2, classification of the living world. Dear students, under 5 kingdom classification, you have already learnt about the 3 kingdom, that is kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, and kingdom Fungi. Today we will discuss about the 4th kingdom, that is kingdom Plantae. In this kingdom, we will discuss about the different types of plants. So let's begin. Plants are eukaryotic organisms and are mostly multicellular. Children, I already explained you about the eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotic means the organisms which have a well-defined nucleus surrounded by a membranes. And multicellular means which are made up of more than one cell. Right? Now, some examples of unicellular plants are Chlamydomonas and Chlorella, which are types of algae. So, it doesn't mean that all the plants are multicellular. Some of them are unicellular also. Unicellular means made up of only one cell. And the examples of unicellular plants are Chlamydomonas, Chlorella, and which are actually a type of algae. Now, other unicellular forms of algae such as bollworms, they live in colonies. Although they are unicellular, but they are found in colonies, or we can say in a group, without forming true tissues. True tissue means they don't have a true root, shoot, flowers and leaves. And some forms of multicellular algae such as Spirogyra are filamentous. Filamentous means they have a thread-like structure, a long ribbon or thread-like structure, which is made up of cylindrical cells joined together in a chain, and they form a ribbon. These filaments clump together and often float as scum over ponds and stagnant pools. So stagnant means the stopped water. So you might have seen the slippery substance on the surface of water, that is Spirogyra. Most plants have cellulose as the main component of their cell wall. Another very important fact about the plant is that they have a cell wall which is made up of cellulose. And they are autotrophic in nature. Autotrophic means, children, they prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. So auto means they prepare their food on their own, themselves. Some plants such as dodder and Rafflesia are parasitic and draw nutrition from other plants. Some other plants, though capable of photosynthesizing, are carnivorous. So, there are some plants which are depend on other plants to get their nourishment. The best example of that is dodder, that is Akash bale, that you can see in the given picture also. In the given picture, you can see this coiled structure, that is dodder or Akash bale. It is coiled around this plant to get their nourishment. So, it means that it is parasitic in nature. It cannot produce its food. It cannot prepare its own food and getting its nourishment from the plant on which it is coiled around. Now, after that, there are some plants, although they can, or we can say they are capable of photosynthesizing, they can photosynthesize, but are carnivorous in nature. Carnivorous means they draw their nutrition by killing the other organisms, right? So, they grow in region where the soil is poor in nitrogenous compound. So, they make up for the deficiency in their nitrogen intake by capturing and digesting insects. So, it means that although they can prepare their food, but then also they get their nourishment, or they can complete or compensate the deficiency of nitrogen intake by capturing the insects and digesting them. The best example of carnivorous plants are Venus flytrap, sundew, pitcher plant and bladderwort. Now, broadly speaking, plants may be divided into non-flowering plants and flowering plants. Non-flowering plants means the plants which do not bear flowers, or flowering means the plants which have flowers on them, which produce flowers. नॉन फ्लावरिंग मीन्स जिन प्लांट्स में फ्लावर्स नहीं आते हैं, और फ्लावरिंग मीन्स जिन पर फ्लावर्स आते हैं. Without getting into scientific classification, let us take a quick look at the different types of plants. So one by one, we go in detail about each type of plants. So first we talk about the algae. Algae are the simplest plants. They are mostly aquatic. Aquatic means they live in or they grow in water, though some grow on moist rocks or soil. All algae have chlorophyll and can photosynthesize, though some are red or brown in color. Seaweeds are algae, and so is the scum that floats on ponds and stagnant pools. Children, you might have seen this stagnant pool. मतलब आपने देखा होगा कि during the monsoon time, or where you have seen many times you have seen the water is not in a flowing state. पानी जहाँ पर बहता नहीं है, इकट्ठा हो जाता है. And after a few days, what you will observe, you can see a greeny substance on the surface of water. तो पानी के ऊपर जो हमें green color का surface दिखाई देता है, that is algae, right? And why it is green in color? Because it has chlorophyll. They have chlorophyll and they can photosynthesize, right? Now, we talk about the second type, that is mosses. Mosses are the simplest and the smallest of land plants. Mosses, they are also the simplest like algae, but they grow on land. And they are very small. They grow only a few centimeters, right? So they are not too tall. They are very small. And they do not have true roots, stems and leaves, but have structures resembling these. They also, you cannot see any root, stem or leaves on them, and they have got the structures resembling this. Structure देखने से लगता है they have got leaves and all, but actually they don't have. They prefer moist, shady places and form a soft green carpet-like growth on damp walls, tree trunks and damp soil. So you can see it here in the picture. I'll just show you. Just see here. This is mosses. You can see they can grow on the moist, जहाँ पे dampness होता है, गीलापन होता है, they can grow easily on it, right? And they are very soft, green in color and resemble like a carpet structure. ऐसा लगता है कि कोई carpet बिछा हुआ है, right? Now we talk about the third type of plants, that is ferns. Talk about ferns. Ferns are mostly land plants, though there are some aquatic ferns too. Ferns mostly grow on land, but some of them are growing in water. They prefer to grow in shady, damp places and have true roots, stems and leaves, as the plants have. The stems can grow underground or above the ground. So the stems can be seen under the ground or above the ground. Ferns reproduce by spores. Spores means seeds, and these seeds you can find the seeds on the lower surface of the leaves. You can see it in this picture. So the spores are found on the lower surface of the leaves, lower side of the leaves, right? Now we talk about the next type of plants, which are known as cone-bearing plants. Conifers, as you have learned already, bear cones. Some cones are male and some are female. The seeds produced by the cones are naked or not covered by fruit. You must be knowing, children, that whenever we eat any of the fruit, you might have seen, or the seeds are enclosed inside the fruit, right? But here the seeds produced by the cones, they are naked. Naked means they are not covered by fruit. That is why these plants are called naked seeded plants. तो ये जो seeds हैं, आपने देखा होगा कि seeds कहाँ होती हैं, fruit के अंदर होती हैं. तो ये जो cones में क्या होता है, इनमें जो सीड्स होते हैं they are not covered by fruit. That is why they are known as naked seeded plants. Most plants of this group are evergreen, like pines, fir, kedar, and spruces are some examples of conifers. Right? Some other types of plants called cycads also bear cones. These plants look like palm trees or ferns and are evergreen. Evergreen means they don't shed their leaves. Sago palm is common example of a cycad found all over India. Right? Now we talk about the next type of plants which are known as closed seeded plants. Closed seeded means the seeds are closed in a fruit, right? So we'll discuss about them. These are the most advanced type of plants. They bear true flowers and their seeds are enclosed in the fruit till they become mature. That is why they are called closed seeded plants. So before that we read about the naked seeded plants. Naked means the seeds are not enclosed in a fruit, and in a closed seeded plants the seeds are enclosed in a fruit. All crop plants, most garden plants and timber plants are closed seeded plants like brinjal, chili, lady's finger, poppy, rose, mango. So these are the examples of closed seeded plants. Children, now we talk about the seeds. Seeds, as you know, can have one or two cotyledons. Plants that have seeds with two cotyledons, such as pea, bean, and groundnut, are called dicot plants. Those that have seeds with a single cotyledon, such as rice, wheat, and maize, are called monocot plants. So cotyledons, as you know, it is the inner part of the seed. When we open the seed, we can see the parts. Like for example, pea. If you open the pea seed, so what you will see, if we open it, we will get two parts. So this inner part, and it is covered by an outer covering, right? Thin outer covering. You remove it and you see two parts like this. These are the cotyledons. So this cotyledons, what is the function of cotyledons? These cotyledons store the food for the growing embryo or growing plant, right? So the seeds have two cotyledons inside them. They are dicot, and the plants that have seeds with a single cotyledon, such as rice, wheat, and maize, are called monocot. Like आपने चावल, and you might have seen the wheat, गेहूं देखा होगा. तो if you try to open it, you cannot open it, because it has got a single cotyledon in it. Dicot plants usually have a taproot system and the leaves with reticulate venation, while monocot plants on the other hand have a fibrous root system. So this fibrous and taproot you already studied in your class 6. They have a parallel venation. Monocot, they have a fibrous root and parallel venation, whereas dicot, they have a taproot and reticulate venation. So with this I have completed kingdom planting. Now in my next class we will be discussing about the kingdom Animalia.